Well, there's a place I've come to know well, led by a man named Sty. He's full of stories, he is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy. If you're feeling lonely, come and make a friend. If you need a story, on Sty you can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy.
Hi, everybody. Hey. Welcome to the Sty Shack on a Thursday night around the campfire. That's so good to see you folks here. I gotta shout out those folks out in the chat real quick. Devil jumped in right away and I wasn't sure he was going to make it or not, but it was asking how I'm doing. I'll give an update later. And then June Carden, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming over. Love your company. And then Devil followed up with what they were saying to start with. I almost made it, but I've fallen asleep at the keyboard with 2 minutes to go. Yeah, bummer, eh? If you need to go to bed, do so. Yeah, and Justin Anderson. Hey, almost forgot. It's Thursday already. Yeah, it's Thursday, all right. I didn't know what day it was myself, personally. And oh, my goodness. Oh, there's one sweet lady, folks. It's Get Her Done Granny. Hi, Sty. I'll be watching. Oh, it's nice to know you're just out there, Granny. I miss our chats. Yeah. Oh, and there's Cindaloo. Yes, Cindaloo. Hugs, girl. Awesome. Great bunch of folks showed up to hang out. I've got a character in the basement. Well, he's not really in the basement. He's on the highway. We'll pop him up here. There he is. There's Running Water.
Evening, y'all.
Yeah. You are in Chicago, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Traffic. Yeah, Running Water took off out of here this morning. He got off to a little bit of a late start, but there he is. He's down in Chicago from way up northern Wisconsin already. Yeah, and the sun hasn't even set yet. Yeah, you're heading somewhere into Indiana?
Yeah, Rensselaer, Indiana. It's about an hour south of Gary.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then from there, you're going out to PA. So, yeah, and he's got a real tight schedule. I was sitting here when they called him, the dispatch called him, and they said, we didn't know who else to get a hold of, but we got this weird load situation where the timing can't be messed up at all. and you're the only one we could think of that could do it. He says, yeah. He pointed out the tight spots he's going to have making the schedule, but he said, I'll do it. Yeah, I'm good for it. And there he is. He's down there. He's down there pounding it.
Yeah, 480 miles so far. So,
Yeah, you've had a
today.
good day. Good day. Yeah, you're making good time. Except for
Lots of
here.
rain.
Oh, did you run through a lot of rain?
Oh, heavy rain. All coming all the way down. Right until I hit Illinois.
See, that's that bottom leading edge of the storm we had the last day, But down there, looking at the radar, that's where the heaviest rain is where it's warmer and it's building more moisture. And I was looking at the radar this morning while I was getting infused at the cancer center, and I'm going, oh, it's really raining downstate. Uh-huh. Metal Music Maniac says running water is going to meet Mother Nature head on. That's the problem is we had this huge rain system come over us yesterday. It rained all damn day. And it was one of those miserable rains, It wasn't raining hard. It wasn't just a light drizzle. It was weird rain. Just make everything soaking wet. But yet, like running water was telling me, you turn the windshield wipers on. That was this morning. It was still the same weather system. And on the second swipe, your windshield wipers are going, ee. It's just not enough moisture for your windshield wipers to work without squeaking all the time. But yet, it's enough moisture that you got to hit it manually, hit those wipers constantly, manually. Bummer. Yeah. I was filling running water in on my cancer treatments and how it's gone through the month. And this past week, since I talked to you folks on Sunday, I had a good week and a bad week, all in one. The Monday, I had my infusions. Oh, way two sons here. Oh, it's good to see you, girl. Oh, hi. If you don't know her, you're missing out, man. She is quite the gal. I didn't. She's asking if I saw her video from Monday. I gotta go over and I gotta watch. Yeah. But what happened this week? Monday, when I have my chemotherapy on Monday, they give me a little added dose because they're trying to accelerate my process to surgery. Well, on Mondays, they usually go pretty good. They put a bag of Benadryl in me, then they put a bag of this anti-nausea stuff into me, then they put a bag of steroids into me, then they put 2 bags of chemotherapy into me. That's why those are 6 to 7 hour appointments. But every Monday since I started this business, by Monday afternoon, and usually the next day, Tuesday, I feel like $1 million. Or most people, I was surprised. They said most people within 2 to 6 hours after the chemo, that's when they start feeling it. They start feeling the effects. And I don't feel it for at least 36 hours or more, usually 48 hours. And then I'll start to feel a little bit, but I don't even know if that's the chemo. The It's the radiation therapy, because after all that chemo was done, I had to then go and have radiation therapy on top of it. But that didn't seem to affect me until, and I have radiation every day of the week. So by Wednesday, I was feeling off. Thursday, or I can't, I'm trying to recall. Oh, no, it was Tuesday night. I had an episode where I was building up fluids and had to get rid of those fluids constantly. I don't know, running water. What did I dealt with that, maybe 3 hours that night?
Yeah.
Yeah, it got bad. It got real bad. And I couldn't get my calories in. I could only get 1,200 calories, and they insist I do 3,000. I couldn't do it. There's just no way. I couldn't eat because I was choking and throwing up clear fluid constantly. So I had to sneak in between those events and try to eat. But a lag in those events, if I was lucky, was 5 minutes long, if that. But okay, wait, Tucson. I'll find it.
But yeah, we're pretty busy on Monday.
Yeah, Monday for running water and I was one hell of a busy day, but it was a fun busy day. I mowed the lawn and he snuck off and came home. We had a log splitter to put together that he got, and he got a mini bike, a Coleman off-road mini bike. And you look at that thing, it ain't built for kids. It ain't built for kids. I could damn near pop wheelie on the damn thing. It's got a lot of power. It's got big, fat, knobby tires on it. I can't wait to get that thing out in the woods somewhere. But
ran electrical.
I was just going to say, but the log splitter is electric, but we don't have an outside outlet, right? So we run a cord into our back porch. The only problem is that circuit's only 15 amp, and that log splitter at a minimum needs a 20. It'll throw the breaker on a 15 right away without anything else hooked up to it. So I go out back and here running water's got all this stuff laying out on the ground. He's got conduit, and I go, "What are you doing?" He says, "We're going to have an outside outlet." So here he is. He ran a nice 20 amp outside outlet for us. So now we got power over on the corner of the house near our shed. It's awesome. It's awesome. No more cord running through the back door. And yeah, I love it. I've got a good 25 footer that I want to just kind of have hanging on the wall by that outlet. Because there's a lot of the stuff be done near the outlet anyway, within 25 feet of it. But yeah, running water got the electric run. We got the wood splitter put together. He did that. Well, I was mowing. He was doing all that electrical and putting the wood splitter together. And I got done with the mowing, and I can't remember what running water was doing something else yet. And
hammock.
Oh, you're putting the hammock together. That's right. He got one of those hammock frames to put the hammock on, which is nice. You can just grab that thing and drag it wherever you want out of the way to mow under it and stuff. And it's sweet. It's sweet. I'll be using the hell out of that too. But I got done mowing the part of the lawn I could mow that day. So I parked the mower and I'm walking through the backyard, and there's that mini bike sitting there. Yeah, couldn't help myself, jumped on it. Yeah, wow, took off around the yard with it. Yeah, fun little mini bike, man. Yeah. So yeah, that was a good day. Monday was just, man, busy, busy, busy. We put hours outdoors in, and then it rained Tuesday, didn't it? So
Yeah.
or yeah, that's something that, well, they forecasted rain all day, but it didn't rain all day. It was on and off, and we kind of said, well, we should have done something. But no, we were pretty comfortable. We considered it a dead day. We spent all day on the couch playing PlayStation. And then Wednesday, yesterday, it just rained the whole damn day. There's nothing you could do. And yeah, so today, Thursday, I go to my cancer treatment for my radiation. That's all that's supposed to happen. That's 15 minutes in that machine, and they're the heck out of there. And the radiation is actually killing that tumor. And the healthy tissues around the tumor don't like that happening next to them. So they're inflaming, and it's restricting my esophagus again. Well, I head to my appointment this morning throwing up clear fluids, and that usually does not happen in the mornings. Well, it sure did this morning. I had that event started at about 10 after 11 this morning, and it went all the way until a quarter to 2 this afternoon. So it was plenty of hours of dealing with that, carrying a dang puke bag with me everywhere, driving on the road, puking in a bag. And yeah, it was just a nightmare this morning. I was so sick when I got to my appointment. They actually called the doctor off of his other appointments to see me because they said, we can, just looking at you, we could, this morning I looked terrible. They said, we can tell it ain't right. It ain't right. We got to figure out what's going on. Well, yeah, they determined I was extremely dehydrated again. And I had lost another 4 pounds. So they, in a week, well, 4 days. And so they come up with something. I got this new pill, these little freaking pills. If I feel nausea coming, I pop one of those out, stick it under my tongue, let it dissolve, and it deadens the esophagus, and it stops that urge to regurgitate. And they're hoping that that pill will stop the fluid generating. So we'll see. If they can't get it under control because I'm losing weight again because I'm not getting the calories that I want, the 3,000, they're going to put a J tube in me. They'll put a J tube in me, and I'll have to tube feed. I don't want them to do that because we're talking, 4.5 months that I'll have to have a J tube in me. I'm not too thrilled with that. However, they did say I will be allowed in right up till surgery to drink fluids. I can drink coffee. I can drink waters, flavored water, just fluids, liquids, but no, not a liquid food diet, just more clear type liquids. Hey, E-Way, Smike, and Lawn Dog. Lawn Dog says, bark, bark. I'd be here. Yeah, you are. And let's see. Oh, there he is. There's E-Waste. I love that. I love it. Hey, Sty and Drippy Water.
That was me this morning walking out to the truck.
You know, I felt so bad say goodbye and everything, and off you went. And I run in here and get ready for my appointment. And I thought, now wait a minute, damn it! I could have given him a ride. I could have run out there just the way I was. Shit, I could put my slippers on and run out and at least give you a ride down to the truck. I am sorry, son. I just wasn't thinking this morning for the shit. Yeah, I sure wish there, lawn dog. Yeah, I'd be eating the shit out of Mexican. You betcha. I love my Mexican, but I can't get it down. Can't get it down. The yeah, the one thing that kind of concerned me was if they put a J tube in, they said that I'll be living on Boost or Ensure, a product of that sort. And the thing is Ensure is the highest calorie one. You know, I shopped all of those supplemental drinks in the health department and the sporting department. You know, sporting department, high protein stuff, a lot of good high protein stuff. But actually, it doesn't, none of it beats the high protein Ensures. They don't have as much vitamin in them, they don't have as much protein in them, and they don't have the calories that the Ensure has. But what they do have is a bigger price tag. Here's the problem. For me to get 3,000 calories a day, I got to drink 20 Ensures. Well, how the hell am I going to do that? Well, if I'm tube feeding, they said I should be able to get 8 or 10 of them into me per day. They figure 16 to 1,800 calories of Ensure, and then other kind of homegrown, where I use the magic bullet and make my own kind of homemade nutrition shakes.
Steaks and potatoes?
Yeah, no, they said you're not going to be using pre-prepared foods that way, but they're going to that give me kind of a recipe that includes adding protein powders and things to the mix, you know. So basically, you're making your own homemade Ensures, you know. The CBD, the one for nausea, yeah. I don't believe it'll be as strong as what I'm taking for. I got 3 anti-nausea meds I'm taking right now that for the average person, their nausea goes away just like that instantly. For me, it doesn't work, and it's a bummer. It's a bummer. Running Water's in Chicago. He's Chicagoland in it. Hey, Mark Larson, it's great to see ya. But yeah, you know that tomorrow we're going through a long session. After I get my radiation, we're going through a long session of things to expect with the J tube, and the Mayo Clinic's getting involved because they want things done a certain way for them. And they're going to coach me on my diet and everything. And hey, Blake, Sty's got running water. Yeah, moving on up to the side. Definitely Way to Sun. I will be checking that. I'll check it. I get it. I guess that's one benefit is tomorrow. Well, counting tomorrow, I have 14 more days of treatments, and then it's done. Only got 2 weeks left. That is out of 5.5 weeks. So I'm happy about that. Only 2 more chemos, actually, but the radiation goes out to June 9th. But I can see the end of the tunnel now, you know. I don't see much light, but I can see the end of the tunnel. That's a good, that was good to realize today. Mark Larson was there, was through there last weekend on his way to PA, and that's where Running Water's headed, is PA.
Yep. And in theory, I'll be in PA tomorrow, and then following toward to West Virginia, pick up some steel, going back to Nebraska.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, you have a couple of stops to pick up your steel, don't you? You were saying?
Well, she changed it to just the one place, changed the loads up. So
Oh, wow.
it's the place that's open on Saturdays, just in case I can't get in there tomorrow.
Oh, wow. So you only have to go to the one that's open till Saturday, on Saturdays.
Right.
Awesome.
And that makes life easier too. You know, just
Yeah.
one stop.
One stop.
You know, especially
Yeah.
since the first stop is these stand-up coils, you know, where the opening's pointing towards the sky.
Uh-huh.
It's on a pallet.
And
You know,
it's
if
just
one of those.
on its side flat.
Yeah, the other 2 coils, I have to set up the coil racks because they lie flat down. You know, line their sides. So it's like, yeah, it's a combination of different, you know, means of securement.
Yeah. When you'd like it to be all consistent down the full length of your trailer.
Mm-hmm.
The
Well, and then trying to, you know, position it right. So, you know, because, you know, you get, you know, substantial weight from 2 different places.
yeah.
Don't want them to have to move the stuff that was loaded first, you know, at the second place, you know, just add their stuff. So
Right.
you got to crunch the numbers and figure out, okay, well, yeah, put that pallet there, and then I can build around it. You know?
Yeah, I'm sure that when you have to double load like that, the second stop doesn't appreciate having to move the first stop's load to make theirs balance out for you, you know.
Right. Well, and luckily that's one of the biggest benefits of hauling flatbed is having that spread axle.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, a standard tandem trailer, you know, it's the 34,000 on the flatbed, it's 40,000 pounds.
Yeah.
You know, so it's extra 6,000 pounds we can play with pushing towards the butt end.
Right.
A little more forgiving.
And that's it, is that spreader, the sliding axle in the rear end on that flatbed. You have so much more variance that you can work with than you do on a conventional, like a van, you know.
Well, yeah, actually, the flatbeds that we haul, they're fixed axles. But they're the 48-foot. Yeah, it's a 48-foot trailer.
The center axle's fixed, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't realize that.
Yep. We're set at full spread.
Uh-huh.
That front axle sitting at 40 foot, and then that rear axle's at 8 foot.
Uh-huh. Interesting. I wasn't aware. I thought that was a slider on the rear tandem.
No, it would be nice, but
yeah,
because, you know, it makes it interesting for backing with those axles so far apart.
Yeah, yeah. There's a little bit of drag going on. Yeah. The what are you saying here, Lawn Dog? Sty, did I tell you I finally got around to the hot wings, chicken wings challenge package? You know, sauce number one, sauce number five, sauce number 10. Apollo, holy crap, Apollo is. the is seriously hot and it doesn't give up. It also has a characteristic of being a creeper when you first consume it. After that, you're in for the ride, and that train ain't gonna stop. Uh-huh. That was kind of like the triple X curry that I got from Spice and Easy over there in Europe. That the first few bites, man, they were tasty. God, they tasted so good. By the fourth bite, it was like, oh, this train's coming into the station full steam and it ain't stopping. Yeah, it didn't either. At the end of that, I started loading up sour cream on the little bit that was left, try to tone it down. And, oh, hell no. Yeah, yeah, some of that super hot stuff. I'm going to miss, in a sense, some of those things. Yeah, yeah. Bypass when it comes to being wise about hot sauces. This one is crafted very, very well by Ed. You know, that's the thing too is uh, um, some of the recipes, even though they're super hot, man, really do have some good flavor. They're well made. The it says, yeah, I tried sour cream, I tried beer, I tried water, but the sauce kept coming. Yeah, somebody trained that sauce to not to recognize those smoothers, you know. Just plow past them. Our job is to make this boy hot and miserable. Yeah, doesn't matter what else he puts in there. Oh, yeah. I notice it's kind of quiet on YouTube land tonight. Um, there's another benefit. I didn't real I knew it, but it just I guess it just didn't sit at home with me. Was I get tomorrow's treatment and I get a 3 day weekend. Get a 3 day weekend with no treatments at all. Don't have to see no doctors, nothing for 3 days. That will be nice. That will be nice because Monday is Memorial Day and the treatment center is shut down. And the only way you'll deal with the cancer teams are if you're put in a hospital emergency room or admitted in a hospital, then the cancer team will come to you on that day. But as far as their clinic goes, they're shut down on Memorial Day. So that's cool. I get a 3 day break. Hey, way too son. Bye. Love you, girl. Say hi to Richard for me, would you? Yep. She's got to head on out. Oh my gosh. There's plain old Chuck. And he's saying, I'm done with hot stuff. LOL. Sticking with the basics now. Texas Pete, Frank's. Yeah, yeah. Old Texas Pete. Yeah, our dollar store used to carry Texas Pete. We had a big section in our kind of hot sauce section. Big section of Texas Pete. And then all of a sudden they're not carrying it no more. Oh well. That's the world of Dollar Tree.
Yeah, just like Dollar Tree never has enough of the chicken crackers.
Oh yeah, yeah. I call them imitation chicken in the biscuits.
Yeah,
Yeah, those sell out pretty damn fast too. Yeah,
yeah. You just
those.
always go in there and get a box of those, and on top of that cheese dip,
Uh-huh.
that cheddar cheese dip. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was dinner.
The and they're boxes of 2 packs of they're they're a townhouse cracker. They call them something butter crackers or something, but they're just like buying an expensive townhouse cracker, and they taste the same. They're just as good, and those two, man. When I worked there, it wasn't a problem. Hell no, I'm in charge of that warehouse. We get a couple cases come in. Yeah, I'll grab 6 boxes of them damn things, Same with the chicken ones. And then we'll put what's left out on the shelf. But because they sold out so fast. And they would never send us enough. We always told them, you need to double up certain things. There's just certain products that consistently people just nab, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I went into Dollar Tree last week, folks. All I wanted was some highlighter pens. I went in there, grabbed the pens I wanted. I get up to the checkout counter, and here's a gal, that old associate of mine. She manages another store about 45 miles from here. They got her working both stores. She's a good manager. She's a really good store manager. And she's semi-retired, but she still works full time. But it's killing her. I mean, she was on her 14th day without a single day off, and working between 8 and 12 hours every day, and traveling that 45-mile trip both ways. So what does she tell me? That her and the district manager decided they're going to hunt me down and ask me to come back to work. Then I told her what I got to go through with the cancer treatment. And I said, I know. I just wouldn't have the stamina to be working no 8-hour shifts. It wouldn't work. And she said, well, we can work with you. Well, maybe we'll have you work from 2:00 till 7:00 every evening. 5 hours. I said, no, ain't doing it. I'll never work for Dollar Tree again. Yeah. In fact, I think I threw away my Dollar Tree clothes. My uniform. Dollar Tree dress shirt. It's not much of a dress shirt when it says Dollar Tree right there. Yeah, I'll wear that to church. So what camera are you using there, Running Water? Your phone?
Oh, yeah, it's just a phone right now. I haven't set anything else up yet.
I didn't realize it either until this afternoon that you put your second oh yeah, never be able to see that on there, but your second Dell webcam on my desk.
Yep.
Yeah, you expect me to play with that, don't you? The day will come. I got a couple of pieces of equipment I should play with, and the way that camera looked when you tested the other one, yeah, it's a nice camera. I'll see. I don't know if I'll make it a primary or if I'll use it as a secondary on the pole here. I'd show everybody my studio, but I don't want to embarrass myself. My studio's a dump. It's a mess. Yeah, I'm just busy looking around at all the things I should do. Yeah. I'll do house cleaning this weekend. Get it all squared away. Crank up the old Spotify and clean house. Our neighbors running water. The one that our neighbor. Some hired guy. He parks right out front, in front where I park. So when I get back from my appointment, here the front of the house, he's got crap all over on the street. Along the curb, he's got a lawnmower, weed whackers, and I don't know what all he had out there, but a ton of crap. So I had to park. You had parked just in the right spot where I could pull past you and back up to the front of your truck, and I'm off of the corridor. So they won't ticket me. And when I'm walking to the house, he came around the back of his truck with a weed eater, and he yelled hi, and I said, "Boy, you got your hands full over there, eh?" He goes, "Yeah." He says, "I got it all mowed." He said, "That was a chore." And he said, "But," he says, "I'm going to weed whack the house now." And he did a pretty good job on the side of their house that faces us. He cleaned that up. It was all that dead shit there. He cleaned that up pretty good. And then later, when I was walking around the backyard, he's in their backyard, and he goes, "I should have looked back here before I said I'd do this." Yeah, he's telling me he's only got about 12 feet that he can actually use a mower. Otherwise, the whole backyard's got to be weed whacked. So he was back there a good hour and a half, almost 2 hours, and I'm hearing that weed whacker just going to beat down. He's weed whacking that whole backyard. That's nuts, man. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing it, bud. Hey, Joey! Joey, it's so good to see you. Joe W. Life Adventures. Yeah, I mentioned it, and guess what? No, the Mayo Clinic will not let me bring a games system. No. They said your whole routine is going to be rest and work, rest and work, rest and work, rest and work. They said we're going to have you resting for a few days where we don't want any stimulus at all, no cell phone, no nothing else. And then after that, they said every hour on the hour, they're going to be coming, shaking you out of bed. You're going to be walking, and you're going to be doing certain things that have to do with physical rehab and shit. They said, no, you ain't going to have no time to be playing that stuff. And they said, we're going to expect you to sleep, too.
So it sounds like they've heard that question before.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
It was rehearsed.
And I did ask them, I said, is there a TV in the room? They said, yeah, but we won't have you in the room that much that you're going to have much time to watch it. You're going to be busy. Oh, geez. Oh, no, I hadn't seen that lawn dog. The guy on YouTube who for free cleans up dilapidated yards. with crazy overgrowth and is in an urban eyesore, but he cleans it up no matter how bad it is. Well, that's kind of cool, you know. Yeah. The point being, he will get like 1 million or more views in a week or two, sometimes several million views. That's like 30,000 from YouTube. Yeah, that's the thing too. Is yeah, it's a lot easier to do something for nothing when there's actually something on the perimeter that's supporting you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I should go looking for them. Check it out. The I was watching this one guy. I don't remember his name. I got him. I got his notifications on, but he hasn't been doing much lately. But he goes at old abandoned historical buildings and sneaks the hell in and goes and documents these abandoned buildings in big cities, New York, Chicago, Detroit. Oh my God, he did a whole series on the buildings of Detroit. And so many of those, they got freaking armed guards, and he's sneaking into these places. He been caught a couple of times. He did end up getting a 30-day jail sentence the one time because they tagged him for criminal trespass. Otherwise, the others were common trespass. You might spend one night in jail and then pay a fine, you know. Hey, Grant Evert's here. Well, I won't be this year for sure. I can't be a campground host this year, not with my medical issues. Next year, I don't know if I do, it'll only be a month or two. It won't be the full season because I want to get some traveling in 2023. If I survive this cancer and I'm back and up and running again, I think that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to be taking like week-long, maybe 2-week-long road trips and traveling parts of the country, going and visiting other campgrounds and things. You know, I'll be boondocking it and campgrounding it. But I figure 2023 be a year that I try to tie up with all of my YouTube friends that are close enough by for me to get to.
Gee, maybe I should get the car running so you can take that with the fuel prices.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing is the fuel prices. I thought about that shit too. You know, doing cross-country trips that's a big ching-ching, you know. Yeah, it's all right, Grant. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I'm being right up front with folks about my esophageal cancer, and yeah, I've got a good prognosis. There's a very, very good chance I'm going to pull through this, you know, after they do all the treatments, which end in 2 weeks. I get to take a full month to 2 months sabbatical, no treatments. They'll do a couple of blood tests here and there along that way, but that's what the heck, that ain't none. And so I get that 1 to 2 month sabbatical, and then I go to Rochester, Minnesota, and they do major surgery to remove the cancer because it's isolated. It's right up in the esophagus. And it hasn't traveled. And with the therapy I'm going through right now, in fact, it's killing that tumor. So they figure the surgery may be a little less intrusive as it was going to be. Um, Mark's saying to get gas in Ohio, they're running water because it's much cheaper than PA. Well, fortunately, running water doesn't have to pay for it. Yeah, lawn dog, I've done that, where you put a dinner together and everybody's just raving over it. It's just great. And then they say, hey, let's get together next month and you do this dinner again. This is awesome. And you say, I really don't remember how the hell I fixed any of this. So I don't think I can. Yeah. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, fueling up in Pennsylvania, the one benefit there is their fuel tax covers you for the next 4 states you're going across.
Oh, they're reciprocal now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it gets all pulled together because of the transponders in the trucks, tracking everywhere you go.
Right.
So, yeah, you pay that 38 cents a mile there in Pennsylvania, but you only drove 100 miles worth of it. You get a refund, and it gets applied to any other miles you're driving through the other states. So, like Ohio, Indiana, those are only like 9 to 10 cents a mile.
They're distributing the tax across the states. After their state's covered, what's left gets distributed across others. They were talking about doing that back in the 70s and early 80s when I was driving. They were talking about doing that, making reciprocal agreements, because Illinois was the one, them sons of bitches. Oh, that pissed me off. They send me the damn bill. Why didn't they send it to the damn company? Sent me the bill for driving through Illinois for 2 years without paying any highway tax because I never bought fuel in the state. Ever. Ever. I never, ever bought fuel in their state. And but the damn fuel tax they charged me came to like $700 and some dollars. And I told my dispatcher, my safety supervisor, I said, that don't make sense. Almost $800. I said, I just cut through from the corner of southeastern Wisconsin right down through North Chicago, and I take the loop, and because I always drive at 4 o'clock in the morning through there. And I said, I think it's 106 miles. And there was one route I could get it down to 91 miles from Wisconsin border to Indiana. So how the hell did I get enough miles to owe almost $1,000, But then I forgot there was a couple of cross countries where I had to cut all the way across the state, coming from the east and ending up over in Davenport or someplace, so you end up going all the way across it.
But even then, that's only 167 miles. Yeah.
Hey, Native Kutsa. Love you, girl. Yeah.
When I was owner op, I used to always plan out my fueling, where have something that's delivering in Detroit and then coming back out. It's like I fuel up just before I left the state, because then I knew that extra tax was going to cover me all the way across Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois. And I'll fuel up again in Iowa. Yeah,
that's a good idea, man. Hey there, Jerry. Welcome. Hello. That's Rain Dancer. Oh, my Lord. Rain Dancer, you changed your channel name. Awesome. Native Kutsa wants a quick. Oh, YouTube took her account, she said. Bummer. Native Kutsa wants an update. I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel it. The radiation, especially, is starting to have its way with me. I was very sick this morning, but they gave me fluids. I was extremely dehydrated again, and they gave me fluids. Then they gave me steroids this morning, and I am doing much better this evening. Much better. Hey, Freeman James. Good to see you, brother. Send my love to sis. Yeah, Native Kutsa. But there are, I said, I can see the end of the tunnel. I only got 2 weeks, 14 days left of radiation therapy, and I only have 2 chemotherapy sessions left. Then I get 1 to 2 months sabbatical before they send me to Rochester to have surgery done. So, yeah. And this is to be expected. What they do is they watch your toxicity levels from the chemo build, and that's where you end up with problems with your hemoglobin, your white blood cell count especially gets all thrown off. All my blood tests on Monday came back. They match a healthy person's straight across the board, even my hemoglobin. They said your hemoglobin went down a little, but they said you were high in that safe zone. You were high, and it went down a little. You're kind of in the middle right now, but that's perfect. They said we can't ask it for it to be any better than that. Hey, Mark, you have a good one. God bless you too. I have to say though, compared to others that are at this point in their treatments, I still stand out in that crowd. I'm not doing near as bad as some of those folks. So, yeah. Yeah, we'll do that, Mr. Fulton. I'll leave that up for a minute. You folks can read that. His grandmother is fighting cancer herself right now. The old C word. Yeah, I have only met a couple people over the years that haven't had exposure to someone with cancer, family member, friend, whatever, if not themselves. So and the thing is there are so many different cancers. There are also so many different symptoms and side effects with each of those cancers. I've had people try to tell me, oh, I know exactly what you're going through. Oh, I don't want to hear that from nobody. I do not want to hear that from nobody because I've seen people that lately in the last 2 months, I've seen a lot of people with esophageal cancer, and they are in a lot worse shape than I am. And from the treatments, Oh yeah, I've got 3 nausea meds. 2 of them don't seem to be working at all. This new one I got tonight, they put a patch behind my ear on Monday. Time release anti-nausea med. Now they gave me the pill form of that same med because this one I could tell was helping, but it's a low dose. Well, now what they gave me is a high dose, and I can take it up to once every 8 hours. But it's not really nausea is the problem. And that's the hard part of it is I don't feel sick to my stomach, at all. I don't feel sick to my stomach. I can have a heck of an appetite, but I'm throwing up fluids, clear fluid, and it's only fluid that builds up in my esophagus. And what it is whatever the cancer has, for some reason, irritated things to the point that I've got hyperactive saliva glands. Hey, look at this guy. I haven't seen him for a few weeks. There he is.
I can't stay on too long, but I want to join because we just got our internet back on today. So
awesome. I was wondering, where are you and how you stream, coming on live. Awesome. You got your internet going.
Yep. I'm a little bit far away from the router outside right now, but it's still connected, I guess.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. Can hear the birds chirping.
Well, we got those big tree frogs up on the wall here.
Oh,
they keep making noise, and I can't find them.
They chirp. Yeah. I can't
There's like
reach
4
it.
on the house.
I can't reach it, but I bought, just before running water had gotten home this last trip, I had bought a big log bird feeder I got to put out here in the yard.
I haven't bought bird food in a while. It's too much money now.
It's not cheap, is it?
I used to get it for them all the time, and they're like mad at me, all the birds are, but I'm not spending $25 for a bag of black oil.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm picky with my bird seed. I don't want. I don't. I like putting out a feeder or two that's got a lot of sunflower in it. It attracts the cardinals, but then you got to deal with the blue jays too. And them suckers, they'll just empty the feeder,
Yep.
and then they eat off the ground. But they want to empty the feeder and then eat off the ground. So I try not to attract the blue jays too much.
I just use black oil sunflower because they don't eat the millet. They don't eat like all the other stuff they use. So they sell like the economy blend or whatever. I just get the black oil sunflowers because they waste everything else.
Yeah. At least they'll eat the sunflower.
Yeah. There were pretty big storms coming this way, and there was tornado watches in Ohio, but right when it hit Pennsylvania, it cut out, and we just got rain. So
we had rain all yesterday and into this morning. At least a solid 24 hours of constant rainish wet crap.
Well, I just got all of my garden in. This year I made 3 gardens because last year I just had 1. I got a garden in front of me here, and then one out back, and then one down in the woods for garlic, onions, and horseradish. But I just got in 45 tomatoes and about 35 peppers, and then cucumbers, zucchini, just simple stuff.
Yeah.
But it's all in. I keep using this. It's called fish fertilizer, Alaskan fish fertilizer. And that stuff, I put it on the roots, and they just took off.
Take right off. Yeah. And that's an old Native American way of growing corn is you throw a fish head or a fish tail or skins in the hole, and you throw a couple kernels of corn on it, bury it. All of a sudden, that damn corn is 6 feet tall. Oh, thanks there, Rain Dancer, Jerry.
Sorry, I can't see chat. Every time I click on chat, it like glitches my phone out. So.
Oh, yeah. Jerry had heard that was Rain Dancer, and YouTube pulled her channel. So she.
Really?
created a new one. Yeah, she just resubbed me, and that's cool. That's cool. Thank you. Squirrels. Yeah, I was looking at this one feeder that I'm tempted to get because we got a couple of grays that keep running around the yard here, but we don't have any really big trees for them to go hang out in, so they're just here scavenging, you know. But
Well,
I want to set up
we
that
used to
feeder
have.
I saw.
I'm sorry, it's lagging. So if I cut in, it's like.
Yeah, it's
But
because
we have a bunch of forest birds at my old house. You know, like your blue jay, chickadees, cardinals. But
yeah,
here, now that we're in a field, we have bluebirds, barn swallows,
yep,
uh, just pretty much field birds.
yeah,
So
all the songbirds and
yeah, and
yeah,
then the orioles. We have about 10 different orioles.
that's what I'd like to attract is a couple of Orioles because the the hummers are just showing up here, so I got to get the hummingbird feeders out.
Well, all you got to do for orioles is put out an orange and some jelly.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Cold or wet, it's been a strange spring. You're not kidding, Jerry.
All my morels, they got frostbite on the top, killed them. And my
Oh
other friends,
no.
15 minutes from here, he had hundreds of them last year. It was just a weird startup. I mean,
Yeah,
because mushrooms are a fruit, they're not going to keep growing if they get cold.
right.
So it got cold, and they stopped.
They back right off. Yep. Hey, JCT. Good to see ya. Oh, yeah. Well, that's like the smelt run up here this year. You know, on a good year, oh my God, you pull in 150, 200 pounds of smelt in a night. Yeah. This year, no, slim pickings.
Really?
The we still had a lot of float ice out here on the big bay, and it would blow in, and it was pissing the smelters off so bad because the late afternoon, early evening, not dark yet, and you could see that big old float ice out there in the bay, and everybody's getting down on the lakefront with all their seines, getting ready to pull in the smelt because they're starting to run, and that freaking wind would change, come out of the northeast, and blow all that float ice right back into the shore. You couldn't yeah. Oh, the smelters were pissed this year. Yeah. And you can't really get too pissed because that's just the way nature does shit, you know. And they said, well, that ain't so cool, man. You know, what a waste. I told them, I said, all those smelt that made it under the ice, man, they're heading to spawn. And that's that much more smelt for next year. You know, come on. Love you too, JCT, or Jerry, rather. JCT. I love JCT too. But yeah, Jerry, love you too, girl. I look forward to my rain dancer in my streams. Yeah, I really do.
I see the silhouette of a tree frog, but I don't know if it is one.
Yeah, I can't. I think that was out on our farm, the one farm we had. I had two farms, but the one farm we had frogs all over the damn place. And it was because my 20 acres had a big 4-acre fucking pond on it where it used to be a beautiful stand of white pine, and somebody redirected groundwater and flooded part of my land. Well, then all of a sudden we got tree frogs all over that frickin' place.
They're my favorite.
They loved being on the big cedar barn that we had. You'd see them on the sides of the cedar barn in the evenings. Yeah.
I know he's here. I heard them.
I think it's neat how well they can climb, man.
Yeah, they climb pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's 3 on the house. There's one that's up. He's either in that wreath in the flowers or on this light. I don't know where. And then there's one that's out back in a wagon, and then there's one that's in my garden out back. They're all gray ones too. There's no green ones.
Oh, they're all the grays. Yeah.
If I could keep
Running Water ordered a bunch of. They're like a fabric, but yeah, I don't know what the material actually is, but they're 14-inch round, 12-inch high planters, fold up planters, and we Running Water put together a 2 by 8 foot planter right out in front of the porch here, and I'm going to throw the local nursery. I can get pretty mature cherry tomato plants from them. So I'm going to put one on each end, and I'm putting flowers in the middle because I can't tend garden this year. But those cherry tomatoes, oh yeah.
Well, I don't know if you've heard of them. I only bought one plant this year, and I put it in its own planter because the past 2 years I've had them. They're called Sun Sugar.
Yeah, we talked about those.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yep.
Yeah. The plant I got's already about a foot high, and I'm excited.
And those are good cherry tomatoes, man.
Well, I'm gonna try to walk out back, and I think I'll have signal in my garden. I'm not sure.
He'll be back. Hey, well, he's gone. I'm going to shout out, guys. Don't go anywhere. It takes 50 seconds. I got to shout out my channel members. I got to do that every stream. This only takes 50 seconds, so hang on. Don't go anywhere. There's some great channels for you folks. Check them folks out. They're all great people. Hey, there's Nick in the dark.
It's a little hard to see now.
Well, yeah. Once we can see the skyline, then it's
okay. Well, it's so hard to see now. I don't even have a flashlight.
Yeah.
Those are all tomatoes, peppers, wildflowers, and then your zucchini, cucumber, and then right here you can see the outline of these green pots.
Oh, can't see it. It's just too dark. Yeah.
On my screen, it looks like two green loops, and there's a. Dang it! I wish I had a flashlight on me. Let me grab my flashlight. I'll set the phone down.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. Can't see nothing. Can hear them real good, but we can't see it. That was another thing that I just, being that Running Water ran electricity to our backyard. Hell, I can have lights in our backyard now. Yeah. I can't wait to get that wood splitter running once I got some fair weather here. It won't take me long to split what's back there that's already cut up. Get that stacked. I got a bunch of already cured stacked stuff. but I got brush piles I got to burn up. I need to Jerry. Okay, I'm staying. Love it, girl. But I got to cut all that brush up and burn it. We got the new fire pit, and I figure, yeah, on fair weather evenings, I can go sit out there and just cut up the brush and just burn it as a campfire, and won't take long. We'll get our backyard back. The trees we cut down, saplings grew out of the stumps, and it's huge. They're all about 12 feet tall now, and it covers darn near all the way across the one side of our property here. And there's all kinds of brush piles and logs and stuff. Those are disappearing. You can't see them because of that greenery that's grown in. It actually looks like it should be there. So that helps. I can pick through that, burn that stuff up, and once it's all gone, I'll get in there. I'll cut all them damn saplings back down. I'll probably poison the stumps so that them saplings will quit growing. But that'll give us 25% easy, 25% more yard once all that's out of there. That'd be nice. Hey, Off the Hook Outdoors, it's great to see ya. I'm feeling good for the condition I'm in. Yeah. Okay, we're going to make him large. We're going to look at, whoops.
I'm already large enough, Sty.
That's running water driving down the highway. Let's see. Check there. We're checking you out now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So I can't walk too far that way because it will stop, but they're down in there. My grandma gave me
what's down in there? What's got down in there? Because you cut out
strawberries.
Oh, yeah.
I can't bend down or it's going to cut out.
Right.
That's the sun sugar tomato there.
Oh, yeah.
So I have that in its own pot and then lettuce around it. Over there's more peppers.
Uh-huh.
And then
yeah, he has trouble with his garlic.
Those are potatoes over there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then I can't walk that way or it's going to cut out, but
right.
I can go a little bit. There's lavender and there's the tomatoes and it goes to peppers.
Oh, wow.
But
way to go. Way to go. Your potatoes. Look at those big pots you're using there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, they were $36 originally, and I got them on sale at Big Lots for $11 a piece.
Oh, wow. That's a steal.
Last fall.
Yeah.
So those three are potatoes, and then those are going to be for peppers, tomatoes, and then there's peppers in the other one. And those are ones I got last year, but
with the potatoes, one year I did the tires, man, and an old farmer, I was telling him I was going to do it with the tires. You put a tire down, and just a single tire, fill it full of soil, plant your potato in there, and as your potato grows, once it gets high enough that you can set a second tire and it's above that, fill that full of dirt, and then as it grows, put another tire on, fill that with dirt until it finally seeds out and the taters are done growing. And mine a couple of them were 5 tires tall. And the nice part was all you had to do is knock the damn tires over and pick the taters out. But he put me on to something that I never thought of. He said, you can't just use plain old tires. You got to paint them buggers white. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, you do not want them. It gets way too hot leaving them black. He said, paint them white or a beige color or something like that. A very light, reflecting color. And I did. And then, we got a ton of taters out of them tires. Another thing I tried was the kids were just itty bitty, but I went and I had a bunch of excess straw bales and I stacked those into a pyramid. And I took a trowel, a big old butcher knife, and a trowel, and I cut holes in the center of each bale, going all the way up to the top bale of that pyramid, filled them full of soil, and planted pumpkins. Well, all the pumpkins grew all the way up that tier. And the one at the top, I took it and slowly got it up on the very top bale, so he'd grow up there. And yeah, he did. He grew up there. That was pretty cool. And it didn't take up a lot of space. Plus, the following spring, I just went in there with a knife and a pitchfork, cut the bale twine, and loaded that stuff up in the wheelbarrow and spread it over my whole garden, tilled it in. Yeah, put fresh bales down to do it again.
Yeah, I've planted pumpkins into old bales. It does work good.
Yeah, it works really good as that bale starts rotting.
Yeah,
the pumpkins keep growing. Plus, they hold moisture so nice.
yeah. Well, that's what I did here. This is actually, hopefully it doesn't cut out.
It
You
did.
can see the tomatoes there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is it cutting out still?
No, for the moment it's not.
Okay. Can you see to the left of the watering can on the right side of the screen, there's black plastic?
Yeah.
So underneath all of these plants and under the straw that I have down is black plastic.
Right.
So I just stick them down through the plastic, and then I use the straw as a way to keep the moisture in, and then also so it doesn't burn the leaves from the black plastic.
Right. That's the way to go.
It works pretty good. It's what I used last year.
And boy, it sure saves you on weeding.
Oh, yeah. But the potatoes, I don't know if you noticed, I only did half of the pot.
Uh-huh.
And once those leaves get above top of that,
oh, cut out.
Oh, we good?
Yeah, now you're good.
Okay. It's just the way to get them deeper so you get more potatoes.
Right.
Just keep adding the soil and straw. That's what it is in there. It's soil and straw that I mixed.
Uh-huh.
But
yeah.
I'm going to go back over this way. It might cut. You can take me off big screen. Nothing to see now.
Okay. Yeah. Next year, I'll have all these trees and brush done and out of here. We've got right next on Running Water's property here, there's the foundation of an old house here that's been gone for ages. But the foundation is still there, and you can see it, the concrete foundation is about 3 inches below the ground surface. And within that foundation, I'm going to till all that, put a vegetable garden in there. It'll be perfect. It's about 14 to 16 feet wide and probably about 35, 40 feet long. So I don't know that I'm going to use the whole thing, but it makes a great border. Yeah, and then I'll fence it, and nothing's digging under the fence. They'll run right into a concrete foundation. So it's kind of like ready-made garden. Yeah.
Here I am struggling to turn this light off.
Yeah, I don't know if you folks notice his middle lawn chairs there. That I got a pair of those, the tulip back ones, got a pair of those out here on the front of Running Water's porch. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, there's a cat out here that doesn't want to go in. Yeah, these lawn chairs?
Yeah,
red ones and yellow ones too.
Yeah, that one there's a rocker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a
We had
real
one
nice
of those.
rocker.
Yeah, I like that. My grandfather used to make rockers out of willow and out of buckthorn, and I tell you what, buckthorn. If you got the patience and you knock all them little frickin' thorns off damn buckthorn, and you leave the bark on, the bark will set up to the wood so good on buckthorn.
Mm.
And he would steam it and shape it. He made tables and chairs and stuff out of that buckthorn,
Yeah, you
and then
gotta steam.
lacquer the hell out of it. And boy, were they sharp pieces of furniture. I love that old shit like that.
We've had this one forever. We had it at our old house, and it's still
Yeah,
rocks
it's in
nice.
good shape.
Before I have to go, I want to show you yours. Mom tried making an American flag out of flowers.
Oh, but that's cool. I did that one year at a piece of property we owned, but I did it a big garden. It was 10 by 18 foot as an American flag. Yeah.
Yeah, I seen they do it with ground cover plants for flowers.
Uh-huh.
It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't remember what flowers I used, but I was real fortunate. It worked out pretty damn good. What I did for the stripes,
Yeah.
I got my hands on a demolition site. They're tearing this big house down, and I got my hands on these big ass gutters they had. They're a good size, probably 8 inches across, and I dug the trenches and set those gutters. I drilled holes in the bottoms of them, and set them down in those trenches for all the stripes on the flag, and then planted my flowers right in those gutters. And it turned out perfect, red and white, perfect straight lines because you're using the gutter. You can't go wrong.
Well, that's what they did with peas. They do that with peas now. They
Oh, yeah?
plant them and then they slide it out of the gutter, so it's
Yeah, nice straight row. Uh-huh. Little tricks to the trade.
yeah. I'd sit down now, but there's water on them now. It rained for like 10 minutes, and then it stopped. That's it.
Doggone rain. Yeah.
I'm back in the rain.
Are you back in the rain, Ron Water?
Yeah. Yeah, just in time for me to drop and hook and have to strap down my next load.
Yeah, he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to get out of the truck and work out on the flatbed, and it's starting to rain. Yeah, you can see in the horizon there, running water. It looks rainy.
I spy something creepy. Hold up, give me a second. See if you can see it.
What is it? Oh shit! There we go. There we go. I am not a gnome person, man. Gnomes, I don't know why. I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm 65 years old, but gnomes freak me out. You know what we did? Where I was growing up, I was a teenager at the time, but gnomes were really starting to come into play, you know. And all of a sudden, everybody in our community thought it was smart to fill their gardens full of gnomes. Well, me and my buddy, we would run around town in the middle of the night, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and sneak into people's yards and their gardens, and we'd relocate their gnomes, move them around, you know. Real subtle effect. But if they're your gnomes, you're going to know they're not in their right spot. And boy, it started getting around town. The freaking gnomes are moving, man. I don't know about your place, but my gnomes, about every 4 or 5 days, are in a different location. They're moving around. They're trading spaces. Sometimes I'll find them gathered together, like they're talking. Yeah, it was just me and Harold going around switching their gnomes around on them.
Well, I seen a video. Someone they went to like McDonald's, and when they got their order, like, can I have some ketchup? They're like, yeah. As soon as they turned around to get the ketchup, they stuck like a creepy little gnome up on the windowsill.
On the ledge.
Yeah, and then they just drive off. But I
Oh,
don't know. We have some pretty creepy ones. Mom has like the vintage like 1930s Christmas decorations.
yeah.
There's a lot of gnomes in that, and some of them are pretty freaky.
Yeah.
I've got a couple naughty gnomes around the house somewhere.
You and your naughty gnomes. Listen to you. You and Ann should get together with her naked Santa Claus with his little pee-pee.
No, hey, mine are at least wearing leather and leg.
Yeah. Gnomes. No gnomes. Not for me. No.
Yeah, it's like the guy gnome is in a gimp suit and the girl gnome is like a dominatrix.
Hey, this is no kidding. And if I could have gotten a picture of it, it would have been worth millions. One of my grandsons, he's half Cameroonian, right out of Africa. And he's not super dark, but he's very dark complected. But when he was just little guy, he was about 4 years old, I was going to take him and his brother fishing. And I pulled into their house, and they had a porch. The kid was sitting on the steps of the porch, and he's wearing a pair of coveralls, and that's it. He ain't got no shoes or socks. He ain't even wearing a shirt. He just got a pair of bib coveralls on. And he's wearing a straw hat, and he's holding his fishing pole waiting for me to get there. You used to see those in the 60s on people's, in their yards or on their porch, the little black kid going fishing. It was a real one. He was alive. I got out of the car, and I was just trying to cover myself from laughing, and I went in the house and told his mother, go out there and look at what Salem's doing. She looked out there and she goes, yeah, he's been sitting there waiting for you all. I said, no, he's mimicking one of those statues that are not politically correct anymore. I said, people are going to start throwing rocks at your house. You got to dress that kid different, man.
Well, when we had our flea market, we would get the old, well, it was Americana, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with the stable boy and
we used to get some of that, and some of that stuff was geez. We had one. It was like a water sprinkler. But it was very, very racist. Even a water sprinkler.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap.
And you know what's really odd is they're valuable now.
Well, yeah.
Oh, they're expensive. You find one, you ain't getting it cheap.
There's a collector for everything. I mean, some of that stuff, we kind of get it and just double what we paid for it.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff we kept up front because so many people. We had one. It was a change bank, like an old cast iron change bank. Someone had repainted it. It was really rare because there weren't so many made. But we find that stuff at now it's really hard to find stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we find that like auctions and things like that, like old houses where they'd have like it in a tote or something.
Right, where they're going to auction off a whole box or tote of. It's got all kinds of stuff. We don't know what's in there or what's the highest bid. And then you buy the whole box and you just start going through it and you find some of them goodies, man.
Well, we would always find those the salt and pepper shakers.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what they're called, but it was the salt and pepper shakers, and we found porcelain versions, plastic versions. The plastic ones were obviously newer,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, some of that stuff is just everywhere.
Yeah. I think back, and I don't know whatever happened to them, but my grandmother had 12 tropical fish salt and pepper shakers, the 6 separate sets, but they were all different tropical fish. And the thing is she had those as far back as I could remember. So I had asked her, when did you get those? And she got them in the late 1920s. And she said it was a big deal in the late 1920s to travel the world and, the tropics and things. And she said, so those fish just made me think of tropical places I'll never see. And I'm thinking, oh boy, ching, 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 ching. Them buggers are worth a ton. And we didn't even have the internet. We just had local dealers you could talk to. And we found one that kind of delved in mostly knick-knack kind of stuff. And they found them listed somewhere. I was able to do appraisal on them. And he said, yeah, they're worth about $150 each. Yeah. So
Mom
it's
has some.
$300 a set.
Mom has some pretty rare ones. She collects ones that were like vegetables or fruit, like
Yeah.
the people that look like that. Like the salt and pepper is like a person, and they're like a peach or something.
Yeah.
She has those, but some of her cookie jars are like $600 each.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She has the old ones. I don't like there was the ones they make. It was like a brown pottery they used to make. It'd be like a bear or something.
Yeah.
She collects the ones that are like, the one she has, it's a big like moon guy, like really old. It's a huge moon. And on top of his head where you pick up the lid, it's the cow jumping over the moon.
Oh, awesome.
And that's my favorite one. But when she cleans them, if like there's fly crap on them or whatever,
Yeah.
you got to do it really gently because
you don't want to take any of the surface, right?
No.
I've got a painting up in my bedroom that's worth probably about $750 right now. But somebody tried to clean some pigeon shit off of it because they went and they stored it in the barn. And there was a spot of pigeon shit that was right on the signature of the person that signed it. Well, you can make out the signature enough to identify the painting. The problem is if they had not cleaned that off, taken it to a professional, they could have gotten it off much better because bird crap is so acidic, it eats that paint up. So there's ways they stabilize it and then they can remove it and shit. Well, they didn't do that. And so there's this light colored patch on this big, huge picture of a farm and stuff, painting. And the damn thing would be worth about $2,000 if they hadn't touched that pigeon shit. It's like
everyone has a habit of cleaning and painting old stuff now.
Right. And that is
everybody paints and redoes the stuff. I'm like, why? It's like
it devalues it.
Yeah, it does that, but it's like you can't just leave it. And everyone has a habit. Like there's people I've seen on YouTube. They like, my mom watches them. It's like ladies that decorate their house, but it is like you walked into heaven. It's all white. It's spotless. Everything, they repaint everything white. It's like, why? Yeah. Well, my phone is at 2%, and I told my friend I'd be on at 9:30. So I don't even know what time it is, but
yeah,
this is at 2%. So
it's 9:30 there.
Okay, I guess.
Okay,
I'm on time.
bud. Yeah.
All right.
Gotta let you go, bud.
Yeah. Well, I was having internet withdrawals, and my friends haven't played games with me in like a couple of weeks now. So.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming up here and testing out the old internet, man.
Yep.
Yeah. Because you're always welcome, buddy.
I know.
Yeah. You take care, man.
Yep. I'll see you, Ryan Water. Have fun.
Yeah, he's probably not even in the
He's not
truck.
in there now.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
He's
there's not
got
a lot lizard dragging him in the woods.
no where he's at, he's got to work.
Uh,
He's got to secure his load of whatever he's hauling, iron or something.
oh, we're at 1% now.
Oh, you better
All
go.
right.
Before, yeah.
Everyone, chat.
Okay.
I'm sorry I couldn't read chat because I'm on my phone, and every time I click it, it messes up. So,
They
everyone,
understand.
chat. Goodbye, and see ya.
Yeah. Yeah. Nick is always a blast to have on. He came and stayed with me in camp for several days last year at the campground. It was a blast. It was fun having him there. I did pop this up earlier. Saturday, there's a vintage walk in my city. I love antique row. Yeah, I bet. I bet. That's one thing I saw today. I had to run to the pharmacy. So going through downtown, I decided I'm going to take Main Street all the way through downtown. And I ran into two large groups of students, young students, maybe close to the junior high age, 12, 13, 14, maybe. I don't know. But groups, two large groups, and they all had these flyers with them. And then I realized I was sitting at a stop sign there crossing the other side. And I realized what the flyers were. They were on the mural walk. Because our community, Susan Martinson she's an elderly gal. She'd be in her early 70s right now. She paints the most beautiful murals you ever seen. And I knew her. I worked with her husband. I did contracting with her husband and knew her quite well. And she's painted all these beautiful historical murals in all these buildings throughout Ashland. And they now have it set up, the Chamber of Commerce set it up where they've got an actual hiking tour. They give you the map and you, you can walk through town, see all the murals she did. And there's a lot of them. It's a blast. And then you can poke your heads into some of the special mom and pop specialty stores, antique stores, German candy store. Oh, our German candy store in town here is awesome. The gal that owns it, I used to have a management contract on that building, and she was a tenant of mine. She rented that building, her candy store's in. Oh, she can make the most wonderful German chocolate cakes, and her, I just call them booze cakes. I mean, she makes these cakes with different types of booze that are just, oh my gosh, they're to die for. But they're not cheap. She's got a cake on her list that you can order. It's $135, and it's just a cake that big around, and it's like 4 or 5 layers, but it's got a full quart of booze in it. And the reason it's that expensive is because the quart of booze is $80. Oh. But she let me sample one, and oh my God, was that good. Oh, Jerry, you're taking off. Bye. Yeah, Jerry gets mad when people paint beautiful wood, too. That's it. Awesome looking distressed lumber. And they want to sand it down and paint it so it looks like a brand new piece of furniture. Takes all the aesthetics away from it. That's like some of the old barn lumber. I had a cedar barn. Wasn't a terribly big barn, but I knocked that bugger down, and man, I had guys left and right coming and saying, "Hey, how much you sell me that cedar for?" And they wanted it because you could see the old red staining, because the barn was red at one time, probably 100 years ago. But then with all the weathering, it turned gray. So it was gray with red accents. And they wanted their hands on that. And they really went nuts over the big double doors on the one end of the barn because those were painted blue. So it had the gray and the blue accents. They wanted a bit of both. And what they did was they would build things out of that lumber, but they wouldn't paint it. No way in hell. No. And they made big money off that lumber. Well, I did too. Selling it to them. Yeah, Jerry, murals that depict history. That's what most of these are. I mean, she's got murals that she's got one big, huge mural on the side of a building that's in fact, it's where I get my smokes. That mural is all the original priests and nuns that came to this region at the founding of this community. And so they were here from day one, the first settlers that settled here in Ashland, Wisconsin. And she's got all these beautiful murals of these people. She said the only thing she didn't like is the photos that she worked off of to paint their images were in their later years. She said they came into the area when they were in their 20s, but before there were any photographic record, she said they were all in their late 40s to early 60s. So the murals depicting them at an age well after they had settled in the community, but it's beautiful. Oh, you were telling the other guy bye. Okay. That's cool. That's better yet. The LCD TV I won in a contest 5 years ago just took a dump. Power light is on, but nobody is home. No picture, and everything is menu driven. No picture, no menu. No. Can make it go. I had a television where, for some reason, it wouldn't pull the menu up for you to see it. But I had used that TV for so long, I actually knew which buttons did what. So I could see the change of the screen, the color, and whatever, because I knew which buttons did what. But if anybody else wanted to try to adjust it based on the menu, they're shit out of luck, because they ain't going to show you the menu. Yeah. Technology. We love it until we hate it. That's Indian speak for I can't make it go. No can make it go. Yep. Yep. Oh, yeah, guys. We'll wrap this up at the top of the hour. I haven't got near the carbs I need to get in me today. All I got was the first 1,000. I got to try to get another couple thousand in. Oh, Jerry, you lived in Rice Lake as a child? That's nice to know. That's cool. Yep, got to have that spare TV around there, the lone dog. That's one thing here. We're not short on TVs. I got my 65-inch in the living room, but I got a 46-inch up in the bedroom. Running Water's got his 55, and he's got another one in his 26-inch or something. I don't know what it is in the bedroom. Still in the box, no. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I might have a problem here.
Oh no, what?
Well, I put in my address for my delivery.
Uh-huh.
They're supposed to be going to Jefferson, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Well, it came up on the phone as Jefferson Township. Which Pennsylvania, okay.
Yeah.
Except for that's 696 miles away, not the 447 I was expecting. So I was like, okay, maybe it's wrong. I look up on Google, look up this Rise Construction Company. And it comes up only one location in Pennsylvania, and that's in Jefferson Township, all the way over by Scranton. It was like,
Oh
there's
my God.
no way in hell I'd be there tomorrow.
And your dispatcher just said Jefferson.
Right, and that's what the dispatch says. It's Jefferson, and dispatch says 447 miles. And I checked if there was a Hitchcock Road in Jefferson. It's like, no.
Oh,
And
no.
my reload is like an hour away from Jefferson. And about 6 hours away from Jefferson Township.
Ouch.
Yeah. So it's about 6 hours further than was planned, and it's further than you could do in one day. It's like I would have had to leave, 10 o'clock yesterday morning.
Yeah, instead of this morning.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, they sure can't hold that against you. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Bummer, man. Keep me posted on how that all plays out for you. I'll be thinking of you, man. Pain
Not
in the ass.
surprising. Not surprising.
Yeah. The world of an over-the-road driver, man.
Oh yeah. Some of the stuff you run into out here, and it's innocent mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that Pennsylvania, you can have, the village of Jefferson, the town of Jefferson,
Well, and
Jefferson Township,
I don't remember the towns, but like over in Minnesota, there's one town, there's 4 of them in the state. All
Right.
4 of those towns had the exact same name. And so if somebody were to tell me you're hauling it to such a town and it's one of those 4, I'd say, which one? You goofball, don't just use the town name. Yeah. And tell me where this town is. Hey, Jerry. Jerry's saying, yes, try to eat, Sty, then rest as well as you can. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Running Water, I had told folks that he had set up in our office a bed for me. This awesome single bed. It's a bachelor's bed. Oh, that bugger. You sleep on that and you're going to sleep. That bed is to die for, man. It is the most comfortable bed. I can't think of another one in my whole lifetime that is as comfortable. That bugger, I was telling Running Water, I sleep on my right side most of the time. I fell asleep on my right side and I woke up like 6 hours later and realized I hadn't moved. I flip-flop. I always flip-flop. Not in that bed. Whatever position I'm in when I fall asleep, that's the position when I wake up. I'm not moving around in the middle of the night. That is the sweetest, most comfortable bed I ever have been on. Yeah. That. Hmm. I wish there was room in the adventure trailer for it. Uh, but then I like my hammock for camping, so that's that is a bummer. Running water kind of got screwed up by his dispatcher, and it could be just a simple mistake by the dispatcher, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
she said she'll call the guy in the morning and figure out for sure. But
while you're heading in that direction.
yeah, because the first 6.5 hours of the trip is the same route.
Oh,
It's just it's whether I turn south at the 6 hour mark or I keep going east.
okay.
You know, so it'll give her up until about noon to figure this out.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like, okay, am I going out to Scranton and camping for the weekend, or am I actually delivering in Jefferson?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Good to know which. You drive all the way to Jefferson Township, find out it's out in the middle of fucking nowhere rural site and nowhere to lay over. Yeah. Okay, Justin has to run. Thanks for coming, Justin. Hey, scrapping together. It's good to see you. Well, we're wrapping this up in about 3 minutes, buddy, but oh, it's so good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Yeah. Yeah, I got to keep my streams at the 2 hour mark, man. I get too fatigued. Hey, there's Hike with Mike. Good to see you, buddy. There's a outdoor lover for you. Yeah, Hike with Mike. I can always count on him. Boy, he's getting out there. And in so many ways, he's so much like me. He loves to just go out there and observe Mother Nature and take it all in. So, you have a good night, James. Tell sis I love her. Scrapping together, working my butt off every day. Isn't that a bitch, eh? It's one of those, you got to do what you got to do, you know? Yeah, Jerry, hammocks are very comfy. Ooh, yeah, I like my hammock sleeping, man. Yeah. It's like I told Running Water, he built that big hammock frame for out in the yard out here. And he's got the exact same hammock that I use because he gave me. He bought 3 of them. He's got brand new ones still on the shelf. But so he puts that one up just like the one I got. So I already know what it's going to feel like laying in that bugger. I love it. I told him if it wasn't such a chore in the adventure trailer hanging from the wall, it's my hammock with bedding and pillows, everything there. I just unhook it, take it out, and hook it up. Yeah. There you go. Scrapping together. Finally found a job I like. And am loving it. That's it. You got it. Yeah. You got it made if you got a job that you actually like to do, you know. Hey, get it done, Granny, sweetheart. Oh, man, she's been hanging out through this whole thing. Love you, lady. You take good care of yourself, please. Yeah. I'll stay strong. I'll stick her out. Yeah. And until the next time, Granny, bye. Yeah. Well, a scrapyard worker. Wow. That can be interesting, too. Yeah. Well, guys, here we are. We're at the 2 hour mark. I'm going to have to wrap it up. I'll be back on Sunday. You can count on it. I got a 3-day weekend, so I got a feeling I might be pretty fresh Sunday night. Um, we'll see what comes. But we're going to wrap it up with that. Running Water, you stay safe out there.
I'll do
Make
my
sure-
best.
Do your best do your best to stay away from the worst, but don't forget, folks, Sunday night, 7 p.m., Sty Story Sunday. We're going to do her again. Now, we're going to exit just like I always do. Big hugs to all you out there. Sty loves you. And I can't wait to see you again. And I'm going to grab this lady in the fur coat again and just shuffle my butt off the porch, and we're done for tonight. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.